Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where the best name now in professional wrestling will always be Drew McInfart. It's lost to the Midcard.
It's not the P-nominal one?
Not the you mean the Wee-nominal one, not the
Wee-nominal one?
The P-nominal.
P as in like the size of a pea.
Oh, I thought you meant P as in piss.
Not me.
No, it was Wee-nominal one.
My bad, bro. It's been a long day.
Because he's short, you know.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long week for me. I was sicker than a dog for a couple weeks, but I'm here. We're gonna talking Shop-A-Mania 2. That happened, and it was great.
It most certainly happened.
Oh my god, fucking worth every penny that I spent on it, and it was tremendous. And we're already got 3 to look forward to. We'll get to that in a sec. BTE this week, of course, Survivor Series, which was a pretty good pay-per-view, albeit predictable. I mean, if we were doing predictions, I think I would have clean sweeped the predictions, but it was still a very good show. Talk about that, the Raw afterwards, as well as last week's NXT and in AEW, as we we'll set the table for you for the new episodes on the Wednesday Night Wars, which will be coming at you here today as you listen to the podcast. But first, thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes, Spotify, any of your favorite podcasting apps. All you got to do is search for Lost of the Midcard, hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way, typically every Wednesday. And you can also find us on the YouTube and the links to everything on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard. And also on the Twitter at LITMC Podcast, where we will also share a lot of the great tweets from the wrestling world as well. I'm your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JB Huskers. As always, my co-host, he is on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. It is Mr. Matt Black. Matt, how you doing?
I am doing, man. It is a crazy wrestling week. We had Survivor Series was solid. Raw was there. Impact was good tonight. I'm expecting big things from Dynamite tomorrow. And then it's Turkey Day, brother.
Yeah, man. Got one more day of work and then a 5-day weekend. So
beat that.
No. You know, it's so annoying, man. NXT used to be good with their preview for the next week. But yeah, last thing they posted under NXT was results from last week.
Yeah, well, WWE is just cruising along, doing their shit like they do.
So talking Shop-A-Mania 2, that happened.
It happened.
We got old Clint Bobsky introducing the thing for us. Was he from Southpaw, Bobsky?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a Southpaw character.
I thought so. Old Bobsky cussing it up.
Freaking Jericho.
I don't know why. Maybe I missed it, but any reason why we got the hologram of LG instead of LG in person?
He wasn't home when they filmed the majority of the matches.
Oh.
So they did that instead.
I thought
they basically filmed a portion of the event from Gallows' home when Gallows wasn't there.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
They do go inside of Gallows' home though, and find him in bed with. Well, before that, they had a old burning love, getting it on under the ring. Oh my lord!
Terrible.
These people they come up with, and then they find Gallows in bed with his hot wife and a mannequin, and a big ass glass of, I would assume, bourbon, and a shotgun. A lot of combinations there. I would.
Lots of dangerous combinations.
I tell you what, man.
What?
We knew it was coming. We knew it was coming, but retribution. Retribution. We knew it was coming, didn't we? We just knew it was going to come, right?
Oh, I would like to think that segment would kill off the real retribution, because WWE would be so embarrassed by it, but apparently it's still trekking on for some ungodly reason.
As Gallows took a lot of shots to the dick. He was taking a lot of shots to the dick before Retribution showed up anyway, so you know.
They love their shots to the dick. What can I say?
Rory Fox. Are we gonna get the redemption of Rory Fox at Talking Shopomania 3 in the $1,000 tuxedo match?
Like, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about the figures of how the second one sold. So if the second one didn't do as well as the first, and they spent more money on it, I don't know if we will get a third one.
Well, it made it seem like there was a third one coming. So.
Well, it was the third one was based upon if this one did well.
Yeah.
So I haven't heard anything in terms of how this one sold. But if it didn't do as well as the first one, I don't think we're gonna get a third. And they're saying if they do a third one, they want to do it in front of a live crowd.
Yeah.
So.
So now Rory Fox is, I guess, embracing the malfunctions and wrestling in a thong.
I don't think your dog liked Talking Shop.
Nah, it's the Foster dog. Yeah, really loud.
It is not an approval of Talking Shop of Mania 2.
Brian Myers, the most professional man, the most professional wrestler out there, and introduces Rim Job. So we got Rim Job and Roy Fox in a thong. And wow, if you have eyesight, this was not the match for you.
That's true.
Yeah. And the gimmick of Rory taking off running. They did a pretty good job of superimposing LG in there though, with the old hologram gimmick. Then we got what was that big dude's name? Is it Freight Train?
Yeah, Freight Train.
I loved it when he fucking edited it himself and then realized he could cuss, and then he cussed. I don't know why, but that part cracked me up. And Helms, of course, on the case of a murder. There was a murder. And then what was apparently I guess a Raw Underground ripoff. What did they call that?
Like roll undershed or something along those lines. I think it was roll undershed.
Teddy Long in sweatpants came out for that.
Holla holla holla, players.
As well as the Russians, I forget what they're called, and a lot of the jobbers in the Talking Shop universe, right? and then Rhino goring everybody. And then Tommy Dreamer, Just Incredible, and Rhino have a softcore match.
Oh boy.
The best part of the show was
The simulcast.
Re-Evolution.
I don't know. I liked the simulcast in LA. I think that was my favorite thing on the show.
Fucking
But circumcision was pretty great too. So
fucking Nox teased Nature. Nate. Woo, woo. Fucking Jindrak
Nature Boy Paul Lee.
Jindrak is Triple H. And the actual brother of Randy Orton, Nathan Orton, who apparently finally had an orgasm. That theme song was great. I thought Nathan Orton was hilarious, man.
It was good shit, pal.
I told Carl and LG, I go, you get a third one going. You need to have Nathan back and have leg ass E. Get yourself Cody and Ted, and we'll have a little leg assy. But how great was Jindrak's Triple H?
It was pretty good.
And so we got Nate taking on some dude, and I guess and Nate lost, so I guess that was the end of Re-Evolution. It just wasn't meant to be, was it, Matt?
Yeah, what can you do?
The death match was entertaining, wasn't it?
It was probably my favorite thing on the show.
The death match?
I think so. I think so. The main event was that, over the top craziness that
the end was, like behind me there.
The ball for a ball match, was great. But they spent a lot of money on the production values of the death match in LA.
Mm-hmm.
It was well done. It was better produced than some stuff that we see from some other wrestling companies on a weekly basis.
It's always good to see JTG back in anywhere, because
love me some JTG, man.
He's an awesome dude. Watts was there. Taya. What's the Russian guy's name? Is it Kozlov? Alex Kozlov or something like that?
I think so. I'm blanking right now.
And his mom. Chico wearing a mask over his mask. Did he do that last on Talking Shop 1 too?
I don't think so. He might have, but I don't think so.
And some dude from some reality show. I forgot what it was already.
America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
He was a comedian on there.
Taya Valkyrie and a zombie. So it's a pretty fun little death match there. I enjoyed the hell out of it. And of course, the comedian guy killed Chavo, like, for real.
No, Chavos, this is for reals.
Another Air Paris sighting. I thought maybe it was going to be Air Paris as AJ Styles tonight. That's what I was thinking on Impact tonight. Instead of Swoggle.
That was my first guess until I heard what I read today.
But Helm's investigating the murder. Who was it that got murdered? The tag team. Oh, it was Sammy and who was with Sammy? They got murdered and they were drinking White Claws.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I remember just laughing my ass off at the fact that Sammy Callahan and this other dude, or these tough guys are sitting there drinking White Claws, and then they got killed. Then main event time. Main event was, man, the end of it with the CWO. That was something else, wasn't it, Matt?
It was something.
The CWO behind me. Steiner. We got some Steiner math. We got Ethan Page. Burning Love. Fucking Mr. Hughes still looks like a bad motherfucker. Virgil, he'll take a paycheck. The main event, ball for a ball. Got a Mordecai. We got a Mordecai cameo there, didn't we?
Yeah, I wonder how much they spend for that one.
And another Jindrak cameo, and the sex swing was very interesting as well. So yeah, we got ourselves a fun match with Sex Ferguson and Chad Too Bad, and then the CWO showed up and it got weird. The Good Brothers lost their scrotums. It was pretty graphic. It's Stang. Wolfpack Stang came out, and then the scene behind me was pretty interesting, and we even got some Steiner math there, and that's how the show ended. And then rolled credits. That's where we got some people from the wrestling world talking about the show and how terrible it was, and that's where we learned with Matt Cardona is going to take on Rory Fox. There better be a third one, Matt. Robert Irvine wondering why the hell Gail Kim made him watch that. I thought that was pretty funny, the Robert Irvine part. But props to everybody involved, because that was a 2-hour fun ride, wasn't it, Matt?
Yep. And while we were running all that, we had some breaking news go down.
Just now?
Yeah, Austin Creed was successful on his quest. He is a part of the new G4.
Awesome.
So there's a video promo of him getting accepted onto G4. So
good. There's a premiere coming up.
It was
tomorrow?
tonight.
Oh, is it tonight? I thought it
was tonight.
I thought it said 2 p.m. tomorrow, but
no. Well, there was some G4 special tonight on YouTube that it got announced on. So
I'll watch that when we get done here.
I can send you the little link right now, so you'll have it.
I'm subscribed because it popped up in my featured videos that it was a premiere coming up. So, speaking of Austin Creed, up, down, down, left, right, had their Survivor Series. That was a lot of fun to watch. So, go check that out. A little 5-on-5 team up, down, down. Featuring Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Ember Moon, Baron Corbin, and who am I forgetting?
From what team?
Up, down, down.
It was Joe, Styles, Ember Moon, Corbin, and Woods.
Oh, I thought there was 5 plus Woods and then 5 plus Breeze. Okay.
No, it was 4. It was 4 plus Woods and 4 plus Breeze.
And then left, right, of course, with Breeze, Chugs, Cesaro, Dio, and Tegan.
Yep.
And then Creed taking on Breeze for the up, down, down title. And I think it actually, Matt, I think it's today. Today, 365 days ago is when Breeze won the title. It's been a full calendar year now.
That's crazy.
I loved they did a first. If you watch Uno, you'll get a kick out of Cesaro using a random number generator, but it was actually a spinner wheel of 4 games. I loved that it landed on American Gladiators, because I wanted to watch them two go at it on the NES American Gladiators. But Come on. Is anybody going to beat Creed, Matt? Or beat Breeze? Man.
Maybe the new co-commissioners of Up, Up, Down, Down.
Yeah, a little swerve at the end of the show. Creed is hiring the services of the best roommates ever. And as always, Uno is, man, so fun. So fun. Much respect. Lots of respect.
So much respect.
I'm gonna get the I'm hoping there's a Black Friday sale. I want to get the green screen t-shirt of the 4 guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I want to get that. Shop AEW. We'll plug them real quick. Shop AEW with their biggest sale ever, 25% off your order, free shipping for $150 or more. But use code BR or BF 2020 for Black Friday. Shipping's better there now. It's only like $5, so it's pretty good. Got myself a sweet Kenny Omega cleaner shirt. I might get another shirt if they fix the glitch of one of the sizes not being able to order. So I might get another one there because I don't own any Kenny shirts, I don't think. So outside of the I know. So I had to fix that. Outside of the one that came with my loot crate with the Queen album cover kind of take off with the Bucks, Kenny and Cody. Being the Elite this week, very wondering what we're doing here with Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander here, Matt. Any ideas?
They had a lot of interactions before she got hurt on Being the Elite. So I think they're just continuing their oddball relationship.
Silver trying to get Kaz into the Dark Order. I don't think that worked. Do ya? Kaz, you need to go to anger management.
Yeah, good luck convincing him of that.
I don't fucking need anger management. Old Jerry Lynn tried to tell him, but it didn't quite work, did it? Trevor and Arthur talking to Peter Avalon. Playboy Peter Avalon now? Maybe a new gimmick? Now, Arthur.
It's pretty Peter Avalon.
Yeah. The Bucks putting their nameplates on their tag titles. And oh wait, this is an old BTE. What the hell? How did that get there? No wonder this felt weird. It skipped over to last week's for some reason. That Sammy that Sammy prank on the belt was pretty funny though. Another great bump by Stu from Anna J. The Young Bucks, they strike out every time they try to find their action figures at Walmart. So they tried to find their new book at Barnes & Noble, and they found it in the romance section. Matt, you said you read the book this weekend, huh?
It was good. Really, really good.
I got it.
Highly recommend it.
I got her from Barnes & Noble. Yeah, I got a charge from Barnes & Noble out of the blue, and I'm like, the hell?
Did you forget you pre-ordered it?
Yeah. I'm like, what? Yeah, I pre-ordered it months ago. So I was like, oh. Don't watch Kenny Omega getting the cup thing. That is gross. The whatever you call it.
Man, that feel I would imagine that's really fucking painful.
Yeah, it looked painful and it looked sick. It looked gross. I love how they're blaming Michael Nakazawa for all the slips on the ring now, because they showed Trent and that finish with Miro that got botched a little bit there. But shit, Miro, he turned it into.
He covered it fine.
Yeah, he turned it into the end of the match, so I think it was perfectly fine. Cutler Cam showing the Bucks taking on Top Flight. I can't believe these guys are 21 to 19 years old.
And now they're signed.
And now they are all elite. That came out, I think, yesterday, if not maybe 2 days ago.
It was yesterday.
Top Flight is all elite. That is awesome because those two they showed up.
And honestly, I was thinking when they were talking to them backstage, I'm like, oh, they're going to offer them contracts because they did that on Being the Elite with Private Party. And then Matt Hardy showed up doing his shtick. And I'm like, oh, never mind. And then later in the day, they announced that they signed. I'm like, oh, well, there you go. I was right. Now it just didn't happen.
I love that Rebby called her husband out on Twitter tonight. Matt's like, I'm not one to put myself over. The fuck you are. Brandon Cutler trying to lure out monkeys with bananas. And Kaz shows up.
Do ya?
Cutler's looking for spot monkeys.
Spotted monkeys.
Spotted monkeys. You mean spot monkeys, you mark? Kaz and dude, I want that fucking. I told Kaz this on Twitter. I want that fucking long sleeve Injustice for All shirt. That Metallica shirt was badass, man. Then Nakazawa had to take a shit. Dark Order having, I guess, Thanksgiving dinner catered by Chili's. Silver really trying to get Anna Jay to eat a wingy. But Silver putting over the shirt because Johnny's hungry. And apparently 10 likes cocaine, so that was his meal of choice. Poor Stu though, man. Somebody needs to save him from Anna, don't they? Stole his fries. He had to take another bump.
What can you do?
That bump last week on BT, it was fucking awesome. Like when she pushed him from behind, he bumped over the table. That was fucking, his bumps for her are so fucking great, man. And Cole Cabana looking like Joker 1989 after his surgery. He finally will not look like Michael Nakazawa anymore. Because according to him, like, it wasn't getting over with the internet. Then we had the Top Flight segment that with Matt showing up that Matt had just talked about. And and then Matt Hardy again bragging about I guess the existence of pro wrestling is all because of Matt Hardy, right?
Why the hell not?
He dressed up as Penta L. He had me fooled there.
I knew it wasn't him because I know Penta's got tats on his arms, but I didn't realize it was gonna be fucking Matt again.
Like, and that because
I figured they were switching to another skit
because that was
like,
the exact
Matt again.
Yeah, because that was exactly right after the Top Flight and Matt Hardy thing.
Yeah, but I just thought they were shifting over to
Yep.
Another skit. I did not expect it to be.
They did Matt Hardy back to back.
To be Hardy again.
That was
just
great.
Like, oh, good Lord.
So then we try to figure out who's the number one contender for John Silver's BTE championship. So they do the one ship challenge, which I don't know why in the hell you want to put yourself through that, but okay. If you drank milk, you're out. And well, it's like nobody folded there. It sounds so simple, Matt. One chip, right?
I wouldn't do it.
No, because I see everybody like on their deathbed nearly.
Yeah, there's no way I would do it.
No, I'm not a big heat fan. I'm not a big like spicy wing. I like buffalo sauce, but I don't like burn my asshole.
I like hot wings. I like hot wings and stuff. But like beyond that, like we're talking about stuff that is just hot for the sake of being hot. like no, thank you. I am not at all interested in any of that.
So we'll get Trent trying to regain the championship next week against Silver for BTE. They cut to poor Trent puking in the bathroom. I thought it was Luchasaurus puking at first because he was kind of the one. Well, Jungle Boy.
I thought it was Luchasaurus puking.
No, I think it was Trent.
Oh, was it? I thought it was Luchasaurus and Trent was in the other part of the bathroom.
Yeah, because they cut from Jungle Boy looking over the stall, and then Trent's wiping his mouth. So yeah, it was Trent that was puking.
See, I thought Trent was in the bathroom sick and Luchasaurus was in the stall, but who knows? Who the fuck knows? All I know is I wouldn't have that damn chip.
No,
that's all I fucking know.
And speaking of hot ass shit, I watched Taker on Hot Ones today. That was
I love the Hot Ones show, but I haven't watched that one yet.
It was good. I watched Taker and then I watched Matthew McConaughey because that popped up. I'm like, dude, I love Matthew McConaughey, so I watched that too. But Taker on Hot Ones was really good. Good interview. So highly recommend it. Go check it out. Survivor Series happened this Sunday on the WWE Network. Pre-show dual branded battle royale came down to The Miz and Dominic Mysterio, with The Miz getting the win there. We kick things off with the men's elimination traditional Survivor Series match. I said it on the show 2 weeks ago. I fully expected Raw to win. Little did I know they were going to clean sweep SmackDown. Poor SmackDown. But that's what happened. New Day and Street Profits, they didn't disappoint, did they, Matt?
I wouldn't say so.
Right team went over, I think. Put the newer team over there. I think New Day wouldn't be hurt by that. I think they did the right thing there. After the match, before the match, Big E came out with them, all dressed in their Gears of War outfits, as it was announced that they all three will have skins in the multiplayer for Gears 5. I'll give you a little more information on that later on when we get to the headlines. Bobby Lashley, Sami Zayn went exactly how I thought it was. Sami being a chicken shit. I hate that they book him like this. I wanted to see like a fight, but we didn't get that. We got chicken shit Sami running away from Bobby for 8 minutes, and then eventually it was over. Sasha and Asuka, awesome as always. Loved it. I think Sasha was the right one to go over there. Just new champion for the most part, and kind of on the uptick there, where Asuka's been champion since Mania. So I think that was the right call. Women's Survivor Series. I was really hoping Nia was going through a table, Matt, but we knew something was going to happen.
That's how they're going to hold that. They're going to do that at TLC.
The tag title match?
Or they just separate and Baszler fights Asuka 1-on-1 and Jax fights Lana in a tables match. I mean,
I think
who knows what they're going to do at this point.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting.
I could see them putting the tag belts on Lana and Asuka.
I mean, they already treat the tag titles like a joke anyway, so I mean, go for it.
Lana being the sole survivor because Baszler and Jax made her stand on the steps after tagging herself in early in the match. So Bianca Belair and Nia Jax ended up at a double count out, so that left Lana as the sole survivor. And Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns, one of the best matches of the year. This was phenomenal. I'm okay with it not being completely clean, Matt, considering the two guys involved. So I thought it was really well done. What were your thoughts on the main event there?
I mean, they did the trifecta in protecting him.
Mm-hmm.
you know, the ref bump, the nut shot, and the interference.
Yep.
And if you want to throw a fourth thing on there, he didn't tap out, he passed out.
Yep.
So, I mean, they literally could not have protected him anymore if they tried.
Yeah.
So,
Undertaker's final farewell was weird to me, Matt. It was cool, but like we've seen it all before, and it was weird that all these guys came to the ring and then they're gone for when Taker comes out, and
that's the main thing I didn't like. Like, that's the main thing I didn't like.
And there just wasn't, I mean, the video package was cool, but it was just the same thing we've always seen, and I don't think it's really his final farewell. He'll be back eventually.
No, it's done. He's done.
Think so?
Yeah.
But it just was, I don't know. It wasn't. Now the hologram with Paul Bearer, that was that was a sweet touch. I like that. That was very cool. Everything else, the piped in chants were annoying. That was kind of stupid. Everything else was like stuff we see with the Taker every time he comes out anyways, outside of all the legends in the ring. So it was just a weird, it was cool, but it wasn't like, oh my God, this is awesome, because it's the same shit every time. You know, there was nothing unique about it really, outside of that hologram. To me, there was just nothing unique about it.
Yeah,
But,
what can you do? I still think, look, based on his tweet the day after, and based on what I heard was the mood and stuff backstage, like, I think he's done.
yeah.
So
I hope so. Far too many people don't follow through. So now Vince is in a gigantic bind, maybe down the road, but I don't know. Monday Night Raw afterwards, the 5 winners of the Survivor Series match come out. Adam Pearce wants to grant them a token of an appreciation for the good work they did. So they were going to be the championship picture. Everybody was taking their turns on as to why they were going to be champion. And then for some reason, Strowman loses it and attacks Adam Pearce. And they later come out and say that Strowman is indefinitely suspended. But I'm reading on the old sheets, Matt, that it is indeed going to be Strowman facing Drew at TLC.
Well, you also need to keep in mind, at no point on Raw last night did they say
this was at TLC.
This was going to be a TLC. They just said the next in line to challenge Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
TLC's a month away.
Yeah.
So they could do the triple threat next week, and whoever wins could face Drew.
Yep.
And they could do that as a main event on Raw, and then they have Braun come back and wreck that main event.
Who would you I wouldn't give it to AJ, because
out of the three, you have to give it to AJ.
Think so?
Yeah, especially if it's going to be ruined by Braun.
Oh, if he ruins the title match, yeah.
You can't afford to put Lee in another situation where he's not going to get a finish, and nobody's going to believe that Riddle can beat McIntyre.
Yeah, and then that's
the way you got. That's the way you got to go.
And with AJ, they've been pushing him so heavy with Omos now at his side, and so it's like, well, you can't have him just lose to Drew like that. But yeah, if Strowman fucks it up, I can see that happening. I can see that, dog. Hurt Business got yet another shot at the tag titles and lost by countout. Or won by countout, but titles didn't change. So then MVP gets on the mic and says, "You don't want to go out like that, do you?" So they restart the match, and the New Day beats them again. So the Hurt Business continues to lose to the New Day. But it almost seems like this is not done, is it, Matt? It doesn't feel like it's done.
Well, this is what drives me nuts about the company right now. Anytime we get a fresh match, they drive it into the fucking ground to the point where I don't want to see it anymore. I really liked their two. their 2 matches that they've had over the course of the last month, and then all of a sudden they had it for a 3rd time on Raw tonight. I'm like, all right, I'm over it.
Well, at least we haven't
and especially with the bad, terrible botch.
Yeah.
That made everything just
well,
not
at least,
good.
Well, at least they didn't
Ugh.
drive Keith Lee and Strowman to the ground like we thought they were going to yet. Give it time.
Oh boy.
Then throughout the Charlie trying to get information out of Adam Pearce, and he kept getting interrupted by guys such as Bobby Lashley and Randy Orton. And that's where we got the infamous Drew McInfart line that'll forever live in infamy. Pearce even took to Twitter to make fun of himself. That was cool. 3 qualifying matches. Winners of each will be in a triple threat, I think, next week on Raw. First one was Sheamus and Riddle, and these 2 guys, again, another great match. These guys had a great match on SmackDown a few weeks back. Another tremendous match between these 2. Gave them time, too. They got over 20 minutes on this with Matt Riddle getting the win in the end. But those 2 work really well together. So that was a fun match to watch on Raw. Firefly Funhouse, a poor frog got killed. The friendship frog. It was nice knowing you.
Yeah, he had a long 40-year life. So
yeah. Asuka and Lana did not last too long because of the DQ by Nia Jax hitting Asuka. That led to Teddy Long coming out with a tag match player. And Asuka got the dreaded roll-up of doom for the non-title holders to beat the tag team champions, which we had just talked about a minute ago. Riddle talking with MVP, maybe talking a little business, wants to talk a little business. I think we can almost pencil in Riddle and Lashley at TLC for the U.S. title, Matt.
I would say that's a safe bet.
Probably a title change too, I would assume, because they're high on Riddle.
At the moment, until Vince changes his mind.
God.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not. Fucking Vince.
Depends on what side of the bed he rolls out of.
Fucking Ricochet on a milk carton.
He'd have been better off joining the Hurt Business.
Yeah. Very much so. How about Lashley and Keith Lee? That was a fun one, wasn't it? A couple big boys clashing. And how about Keith Lee's new entrance music, Matt?
It's certainly an upgrade to what he had.
Couldn't.
Well, I still miss the old NXT theme, but I'm hoping this one will grow on me.
Was that a CFO then, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it was a CFO.
Lashley and Keith Lee, a couple of big old bulls. They had a great match. I loved it. Raw was good this week. Raw was pretty good last week.
I thought Raw was better last week, but I mean, this wasn't a bad episode of Raw either.
It's turning the corner. Well, it better. We're getting into the old Royal Rumble season, WrestleMania season. So it's time to turn the corner and step your games up.
Game up.
Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross was more of an angle than a match. They replayed the Undertaker video that we saw at Survivor Series. And NXT commercial. NXT this week. There is a ladder match. Member of Pat McAfee's team against a member of the Undisputed Era. Winner gets the War Games advantage. War Games!
AKA Pat McAfee's team wins. Because they never do a fucking War Games when their face team has the fucking man advantage. And I wish they would do it just one time.
one time.
So these matches wouldn't be so fucking obvious.
What are we going to get? Are we going to get Pete Dunne, Roddy Strong?
Did they name who was facing each other? I don't think they did.
Nope. That's my guess and my hope is Pete Dunne, Roddy Strong.
Pete Dunne makes the most sense.
Little history
Like,
between
because
those two guys.
well, I just don't want to see Oni or Birch wrestle in a singles match.
So that'd probably be Pete and Roddy then. Probably safe to say.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be okay with that. And Roddy could take the. I mean, it's a ladder match. They said, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you could it's not like anybody's really taking a loss anyway. Like, McAfee ain't gonna face, and McAfee's not fighting in a ladder match, and I don't think
Birch or Lorcan
should be winning singles matches. That's just me. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm sure it'll be an entertaining match regardless of who's in it. But I'm definitely more excited about Dynamite tomorrow night. So.
And what was being billed all night long as a WrestleMania caliber match for the main event, Randy Orton, AJ Styles. And this was a good match too. Little assist from the Fiend gives AJ Styles the win here.
Did you see the freaking did you see when the lights came back on, the cameraman caught the Fiend jumping over the railing?
Oh no.
Yeah. That was a bad move.
Oh. Dynamite from this week kicked off with the great match that we just talked about during Being the Elite. Young Bucks and Top Flight. Very, very great, very good match between those guys. Again, it's hard to believe those brothers are 21 and 19 years old, but they are, and now they are all elite. After the match, TH2 attacked them, so that'll instantly give them another match. What'd you think of the Inner Circle Slay in Vegas, Matt?
It was something.
A Conan cameo there.
Hot dealing Conan.
Oh man. A lot of swingers and hangover references there. A lot of hangover references later, for sure. John Moxley cutting a promo from what looked like a toilet. Hey, Moxley.
Breaking news on said toilet.
Then. Yeah. Breaking news on the toilet from John Moxley. Congrats. It's going to be a papa. Him and Renee going to welcome a child. So that was a little breaking.
I think that's very cool.
Yeah, very. And we didn't mention it, but in Survivor Series, Seth Rollins sacrificed himself immediately in the show. And he was expected to not be around. He's expected to be written off as Becky's almost about due. She's due in December, so Rollins probably getting the rest of the year off, and so he did the little sacrifice and will disappear for a little bit. Orange Cassidy took on Kip Sabian in a match there. Orange Cassidy getting the win there. After the match, Miro, freaking like a bull in a china shop, jumping the ropes and just leveling Cassidy after he was doing some great work on commentary there. They were going to do the Kenny Omega John Moxley contract signing, but Moxley was laid out in the back. Who done it?
I got a guess, but it's pretty far out there.
Mine is not that far out there. My guess is Archer. Just based on his promos and shit lately. I think Archer's trying to muscle his way back in to feud with Moxley. Just my guess there. What about you, Matt?
I think it's Kenta.
I've heard of that theory too.
I think they have reached an agreement with NJPW. I think there's going to be because Kenta's the number one contender for Moxley's IWGP United States Championship right now.
I completely forgot he still had that belt.
Yep, he still has it. So theoretically, Moxley could drop that title on December 2nd, get to Japan, quarantine for 2 weeks, and be there to defend that title against Kenta at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yep.
Like, nobody's saying any of this is going to happen, but it's possible.
It makes a lot of sense.
In Tony's little statement that the power shift in pro wrestling,
Yeah.
You know, I still want to believe that like that's going to come through. You know, as you know, being legit.
Yeah.
So I'm really thinking that, you know, that something like that could possibly be it.
Mm.
And it would shock the wrestling world.
New Japan invasion.
So it would be amazing, man. It would be amazing. So I'm very
Who'd you have
crossing my fingers on that one. I'm very hopeful.
Who'd you have Jericho face at Wrestle Kingdom? Tanahashi?
I feel like he asked to face somebody earlier this year, and I'm
That's what I thought
who it was.
And I
was
thought
it
it was
Tanahashi?
I thought maybe, but I'm not 100% sure. So don't quote me. Don't Meltzer me.
I quote Meltzer more than enough lately, sir.
Yeah.
That fucking guy.
We got part 2 of Inner Circle Slay in Vegas. Sammy getting a little revenge on MJF by writing a little permanent marker on his face, all over his face. I thought it was hilarious that Sammy was sleeping in the fountain. A lot of hangover references here because it's the next morning. Ortiz working out. That dude must have been drinking straight Red Bull vodka if he's still going. But
I wish they could have gotten Tyson.
Right? How perfect would that have been?
Yeah, like even just for something quick. Like it really would have tied into the whole hangover feel. And I know he's super busy right now doing the whole
got to fight in 4 days.
You know, fight with Roy Jones Jr. or whatnot. But man, it would have been
that would have been icing on the cake.
It would have been pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, that'd have been icing on the cake. I love that after the segment, because there's only 2 segments for the Vegas thing. I love that they brought Jericho out on commentary for like literally 30 seconds. I thought that was great. Just to say how he's still hungover. And then they announced that Jericho and Hager will take on SCU. Pac making his in-ring return for the first time in 8 months, took on the Blade. Those 2 guys work really well in the ring together. I really loved this match between Blade and Pac. Pocket
and not a whole lot of not a whole lot of rust.
No.
From him either. So
looked
that
great.
was cool to say.
I'm excited, Matt. I'm excited to see Pac. Hell, Eddie Kingston didn't know either. So I'm excited to see. We've had this version of Pac since he's been heel, but it's never been a babyface. So I'm excited to see this edge of Pac as a babyface in AEW. I'm excited to see how that all plays out.
Yeah, I mean, it should be really good. I mean, and essentially you turned the Lucha Brothers face too.
Yep.
So
I was iffy on Penta. I thought he was not going to play nice.
You had to put Death Triangle back together.
Yes,
you had to.
Yes, but I still had my reservations that Penta was not going to play nice.
How dare you?
I know, but Death Triangle is back together now. Loving it. Yeah,
because I mean, the thing is, the poor damn stable hardly even got off the ground.
Right.
So now we finally we're gonna get to see it. But the funny thing is, like that was gonna be a massive heel stable.
Yeah. Now it's babyface.
And now it's gonna be a babyface stable. I guess for the time being. I mean, I guess essentially it could still turn into a.
It ain't gonna be that hard to flip the switch.
Yeah, it could still turn into a heel stable once they're done feuding with the family.
You can have them feud with you can have them feud with Dark Order. You can have them feud with Jurassic Express. Let's get those trio belts out. I would love to see those out in 2021.
Yeah, the rumor was they were gonna introduce those on the Jericho Cruise. That was gonna be in January.
Yeah.
And now the Jericho Cruise is delayed until October or something.
Yeah.
So
October.
I mean, they could easily they could wait until October and just do it then. Like, there's really no rush to have to bring those out.
No, but there's already so many good built-in teams right now, though, at the same time, that it wouldn't hurt if you did it early in the year. I am honestly going to try to go on the 4th cruise. Whenever there'll be a 4th cruise.
The world needs to be
a
lot more normal than it is right now for me to even
the 3rd cruise
to
is like
want to commit to something like that.
That's why I said the 4th cruise. The 3rd cruise is basically sold out as it is anyways.
It's insanity to me.
And I've got buddies here in town that have gone to both of them. And so they keep asking me, and I say I can't make it work yet. But I'm going to try to make the 4th one work whenever that comes around. And it's going to be a while, let's just say. But tremendous NWA championship match between Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa. Great job by the ladies there. Britt Baker getting involved. We're going to get ourselves a Britt Baker Thunder Rosa feud. That's not going to suck. And got to cut to the Dark Order. Silver cutting a promo about Anna Jay on a winning streak. Thanks to AEW Dark. What are your thoughts on using Dark to pad stats?
Why the fuck wouldn't you?
I'm just asking.
I think anybody that has an argument against it should be bitch slapped alongside their head. You know, I mean, wins and losses matter. You build wins and losses on Dark when you don't have the time to do it on Dynamite. It makes fucking sense. You know, like there's teams in the NBA and the NFL and Major League Baseball that suck ass. And when you win those games and it goes to the win on your record, they don't say, well, like those wins don't count because you beat somebody shitty. You know, you still got the fucking win. So, like, I think it works. I like it. No complaints.
Yeah,
and honestly, I'll fight anybody that has complaints about the system.
Yeah, because I mean, then the Steelers wouldn't be 10-0. Wink, wink.
Hey,
there's
we took on the undefeated Tennessee Titans and beat them. We took on a much more powerful Baltimore Ravens team earlier this year and beat them. So you can say whatever you want. You know, as long as we can get home field advantage, I like our chances of going to the Super Bowl. I don't like our chances of going unbeaten, but I like our chances of going to the Super Bowl.
For those that don't follow the NFL, there's a joke around that the Steelers haven't beaten anybody to be 10-0. I'm still like trying to wrap my head around the only one team gets a bye thing and 7 teams get in thing.
Well, look, even the worst thing they were talking about like a month ago that they were going to do 8 teams on each side and nobody got a bye.
Yeah, with COVID.
And I'm just like, are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah, that looks like they're sticking to their new plan, original plan of 7 playoff teams.
Yeah, I'm glad because I want to get that. I want to get that bye, and I want anybody that has to go to the Super Bowl. I want it to go through Pittsburgh. So fingers crossed.
Main event time. Darby Allin, Cody Rhodes took on Brian Cage, Ricky Starks in a tremendous main event match. And in the end, what I had predicted and hoped finally happened. Will Hobbs turning heel, joining Team Taz. So now you got a lot of beef on Team Taz with Will Hobbs and Brian Cage. What were your thoughts on the Will Hobbs heel turn, Matt?
Kind of saw it coming. Honestly, I
saw it coming immediately because I thought he was going to clock him a month ago.
Yeah, that's why it kind of felt like it was going to happen. So
I like it though.
I'm not really that surprised by it.
I like it. Good addition. I like it. So, yet another tremendous episode of Dynamite, which we come to expect. next week or tomorrow or today. Tomorrow for us is record on Tuesday. For Dynamite on Turkey Eve, we are going to get a women's world title match, Hikaru Shida against Anna Jay. Death Triangle takes on Butcher and the Blade. Looks like it's going to be Pac and Phoenix.
Yep.
Taking on Butcher and Blade. With
That is correct.
With Penta and Eddie at ringside. As I mentioned a couple minutes ago, Inner Circle SCU. TH2 takes on Top Flight. And our boy John Silver, Johnny Hungy, is going to take on Hangman Adam Page.
Johnny Hungy.
The rise of John Silver, man. I would like to think this podcast had a little helping in that, didn't it? We put him.
I don't want to take any credit away from him. I mean,
well, not away from him, no, but we put it. We were on the train right away.
Oh, we've absolutely done our fair share of putting him over. I mean, that much is for certain.
And Will Hobbs will be in action as well. I love the logo Taz put out there. Will Hobbs is all FTW.
Brother.
A little take on that. And winter is coming, Matt. Winter is coming, so we're going to hear from Kenny Omega as well. It looks like it's going to be an action-packed evening of Dynamite coming up here this week.
Be good.
NXT rematch for the North American Championship. What are your thoughts on Leon Ruff winning that title a week ago or 2 weeks ago?
For me personally, I feel like it was done for shock value.
Yeah. A little 1, 2, 3 kid action.
Yeah, and it's just look, I wouldn't have minded as much if it was a 1, 2, 3 kid thing that wasn't done involving a championship. I mean, 1, 2, 3 kid didn't win the Intercontinental title.
No.
So I mean,
well, he did eventually, but
yes, but I meant like
I
that.
know what you mean.
You know what I damn well meant.
Yeah.
So it's just, I kind of feel like it made the North American Championship a joke. So, I've got mixed feelings on the entire thing because I mean that's his first ever WWE win. Like every other time, he's just been jobber to the stars.
Yep.
Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Now all of a sudden he's supposedly holding the second most important title in NXT. So, just
blindfold match between Cameron Grimes and Dexter Lumis. This wasn't really a blindfold match once the ref got knocked out. But always some entertaining, fun stuff between those two guys. There will be a women's War Games match. Candice LeRae captaining one team, Shotzi Blackheart captaining the other. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell took on Kaden Carter and Casey Catanzaro. Arturo Ruas quietly moved from Monday Night Raw, where he was drafted to Monday Night Raw.
Fucking idiots.
Quietly moved to NXT, where he took on Kushida.
And quietly got injured.
And I'm still quietly waiting for Kushida Finn Balor for the title, please. Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez took on Ember Moon and Toni Storm. The Good Girls got the win there. As both are setting their sights on the NXT title. I think we'll probably have I would assume, Matt, we'll have a clash between Ember and Toni, number one contender soon.
I think Ember and Toni are going to be on
War Games.
Yeah, I think they're going to be in War Games first.
But eventually, long term for the title with Io. Do you think that was speaking of which, we did, since I was sick last week, a tremendous title match, Io Shirai, Rhea Ripley. I loved the embrace at the end, the respect, lot of respect. Was that the swan song for Rhea on NXT?
I thought it was going to be, and I thought she was going to end up at Survivor Series, and then she wasn't at Survivor Series. So I'm like, I don't know. And at this point, I feel like Shotzi needs one more person for her team.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be Rhea. It's probably going to be Rhea, Tony, Ember, and Shotzi against Candice, Indy, Raquel, and Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's what it's looking like to me anyway.
Timothy Thatcher took on August Gray and continued to beat on August Gray before Tommaso Ciampa came out. And I am, for one, excited for a Ciampa Thatcher feud. These guys are going to beat the dog shit out of each other. So I'm kind of excited. But I'm a little more of a fan of Thatcher than Matt is at this point. But I think Thatcher and Ciampa might be a lot of fun. Let's just say. They continued the song and dance with Leon Ruff, Damian Priest, and Johnny Gargano, which I'd assume triple threat at War Games, right?
Probably, I would assume. I would certainly assume so.
Wade Barrett is off this coming week. Matt, KO on commentary with Vic Joseph. That's gonna be fun, huh?
Why the hell not? They're not really doing anything with him on SmackDown anyway.
Regal is trying to check on Xia Li, and Boa answers the door and says that she's coming. Matt, I told you this on Twitter, I think last week. I have a feeling they're going to do a Su Yung ripoff with Xia Li. I just have a feeling. Some sort of.
I don't know. I feel like they've got another character coming in. Yeah. So
I'm interested somewhat. I mean,
don't they have Karen Q signed?
Oh yeah.
So maybe they're going to do something with her. Like they haven't done anything with her yet.
I mean, I'm interested
for like the Mae Young Classic, I think, or something like that, and they haven't done anything with her since. So, like, if she's signed, like, might as well fucking use her.
I'm interested. It's not the best thing on NXT, but it's interesting. It's something to. It's I'm not hating it, and I really like Xia Li. I like Boa. So I kind of like this little story that they're doing. It's always good to have little sidebar stories on NXT, and kind of get some of the people under the spotlight that aren't normally there on NXT, and so I'm kind of liking that. And actually, geez, I was sick, so my brain has been a little off. But yeah, Io and Rhea was last week, and that was to end the match again. Phenomenal match. Probably going to be a marquee nomination for NXT Women's Match of the Year, I would assume. Tremendous match. Rhea, man, she got her ear caught, got the ear caught, I think, or something. A little bleeding from the ear. Both women definitely went to war there. Matt, I loved the finish where Rhea basically was broken through the table and barely made it into the ring, and she was like literally crawling on her last breath, and then Io hit that moonsault. I thought that was a perfect finish, man. I thought that was a really well done.
Yeah, it was cool.
And thanks to WWE, we have no idea what to expect for tomorrow, except for the ladder match I told you about. Do you know of anything else that's happening?
Nope.
Hell, they may not know. I don't know. When is War Games, by the way?
December 6th.
So we got winter. We got all in 1 week. We got the winter. Winter is coming December 2nd, and then a couple days later, little War Games.
Yeah, well, don't act like AEW did that by accident. They knew when that takeover was, and they knew that NXT couldn't stack up the go home show of NXT with a takeover that Sunday.
Yep.
They were not stupid when they planned that match. They absolutely, they did good shit there.
The ever going Wednesday night chess match, right?
Yeah.
Let's wrap her up with some headlines. Not only Top Flight is all elite. This was announced a week ago today. Matt Seidel is all elite. So good to see Matt Seidel sticking around with AEW. Very tremendous, a very good talent. And still waiting for that Matt Cardona is all elite though, Matt.
You and me both, man. I'm really getting annoyed.
I was talking to our buddy Mark Cho, and he seems to insinuate that Cardona wants a lot of money.
And, I mean, people can speculate all they want. Nobody really knows. So, who knows?
WWE stars revealed as new downloadable characters for Gears of War 5. The New Day, of course, they came out at Survivor Series dressed as them, but they are now DLC playable characters in multiplayer for Gears 5. So go check those out. Those are some pretty cool looking armor outfits there those boys got on. I haven't played a Gears in a while. I don't do Xbox anymore, so. JTG recently on the tremendous Chris Van Vliet interview and suggests that Shad Gaspard should receive the Warriors Award. I think that's a good idea, a great idea, Matt.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it's a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it happens. So we'll see.
Get well soon, PJ Black. Injured, the ROH star injured after taking a fall down a flight of stairs. And it looks like he broke his foot. Ow. This dude does all this daredevil shit, and it's a flight of stairs that gets him, Matt. Sometimes it's ironic, isn't it?
What can you do?
As we have announced on the show, the residency for the WWE Thunderdome at Orlando's Amway Center is ending soon as the NBA season, which I cannot wait to get started up again, happening just before Christmas. I'm excited for some Christmas Day basketball. And it has been announced that the Thunderdome is going bigger. We speculated they might be going bigger, but they are going bigger. They're going inside Tropicana Field, home of the Tampa Bay Rays. So it's going to even look bigger and badder, Matt. I'm kind of excited to see what it looks like.
It will certainly be interesting. I think they're going to have some scattered fans there for the Rumble.
That was my thought too.
Yeah.
The debut of Tropicana Field will be TLC, or actually, no, I'm sorry, SmackDown. December 11th will be the debut at Tropicana Field. Is that the go home show for TLC?
TLC is the 20th.
Okay, no. So not quite the go home show, but a week before the go home show. While we were gone, Zelina Vega fired because of refusing to shut down her Twitch, as well as starting an OnlyFans account, which no porn or no nudity, by the way, still just cosplay stuff, but still. And
I hate that. I hate that idea that just because people have an OnlyFans account, that automatically it has to be nudity.
Yeah, there's
people can do whatever. People can do it. Yeah, people can. Yeah, guys have it, girls have it. You can do whatever the fuck you want with your OnlyFans account. You know.
Yeah, it's a meme now. It's a meme.
It's just kind of ridiculous. It kind of bugs me.
But the SAG-AFTRA group has announced that they are sitting down with Zelina Vega in regards to her release. I think WWE. I think the hammer is dropping. Biden winning the presidency. Andrew Yang is going to have. I think
an opportunity.
He's going to have a spot within labor. The way WWE does things is that's gonna come to an end. It's gonna come to an end. But until then, It's good that at least Austin Creed brought in, BRE, brought those girls into the up down down fold. So the up down down family kind of expanding in the wake of this, at least, Matt. So while it may not be the same or better, I don't know. I don't know how much money they get from up down down, but
I have no idea.
But way things are being done, shit's gonna drop. Undertaker is on Cameo. Speaking of Cameo,
He was. It's already sold out.
It's already sold out. $1,000 a pop for only 30 videos, and they all sold out. And I heard some of them are pretty good, Matt.
Jeremy, this
Yes?
is the Undertaker.
Mark?
Till he started almost all of them.
Oh, really?
But the person's name, this is the Undertaker. So I sent the video to Marcho of all the Undertaker's cameos.
Yeah.
And like 5 minutes into him watching it, I just wrote, Marcho, this is the Undertaker.
This is Matt Black. Rest in. Ooh.
Calm down there, brother.
Yeah, so funny. Take away Cameo from everybody, then Undertaker joins it.
Yeah, I'm sure WWE got a cut of it, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, shit. I mean, that's 30 grand. It's not like Taker's pocketing that, I don't think. I think that's more WWE having their hands on it. That ain't the funniest Undertaker story of the week. He also joins TikTok. Undertaker's everywhere, man. That fourth wall is gone with the Undertaker. Why are there no Raw ratings today?
There were Raw ratings.
I did not see them.
Well, they're there. It was like, got like a 1.8 or something along those lines. They were up from last week.
Why? I don't see him on PW Insider at all. They must have forgot to put him on there.
Look, I don't know if PW Insider put them up or not, but I'm telling you, I saw the ratings earlier today.
No, I know. I'm just saying that's why I didn't. That's why I'm asking, is because PW Insider forgot to post them.
Oh well. PW Insider's been slacking off a whole lot lately, so it's not really surprising.
Last Wednesday, AEW smoking NXT, 850,000 to 638. Way more than double in the old 18 to 49 demo, 0.37 to 0.14. NXT, just move to Tuesdays, man. Please. SmackDown does continue to do well in the ratings, bumped up to 2.2 million. Of course, that's been the better show, so to speak, even though Raw's gotten a little better lately. But SmackDown has been posting some pretty good numbers lately, comparatively speaking. Undertaker sat down with Sports Illustrated. Of course, Undertaker making the rounds before Survivor Series. And he commented on whether he could have stopped Vince McMahon from ending the WrestleMania streak. Undertaker admitted he didn't believe Brock Lesnar needed to be the one to end the streak, pointing out that it would have been done much more. It would have done much more for Roman Reigns than Brock Lesnar. You agree, Matt?
Well, yeah, it didn't do, to me. It didn't do anything for Brock. Brock was already made before he won.
When asked if he could change Vince's mind, he responded, "Through the course of my 30 years, I've had several conversations with Vince and not agreeing with the direction we were moving in or a finish. I'd go to his office, we discuss it, go back and forth, and finally, it's okay, we'll do it your way. Could I have changed the finish? Maybe. I think I probably could have. It had gone back and forth several times. The day of WrestleMania when I showed up, I was going over. I did not know that, Matt, by the way.
Yep, yeah, he said that on the Broken Skull sessions with Austin after Survivor Series.
I was gonna watch that before Impact, but then realized it's a 2-hour show.
It was long.
Yeah,
it was very long. It was good, but it was. I was shocked at how long it was.
Yeah, I only had it was only an hour before Impact, so I'm like, well, I'll catch this later. I remember clear as day. I was sitting in the dressing room by myself. Vince comes walking in. Vince never comes into dressing rooms. Usually he gets summoned to his office. As soon as I saw him come in the dressing room, I knew exactly what he was coming for. Gave me the spiel and I said, are you sure? Because once we do this, we can't go back. Once the streak's broken, it's broke. So I just had a few questions that made him think for a second. And he was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I said, okay.
Oh, fucking idiot.
I said, okay, that's what we'll do then.
It's such good shit. It was a stupid idea from bad creative.
A lot of buttons that fit to that one, Matt.
No, and Vince is stupid.
I'm not going to go into the details here, but a lot of top executives are leaving WWE. I don't know why, but they are.
Because they probably told Vince he fucking sucks.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's why I couldn't work there.
Um,
Because I swear to God, I'd be like, why is your product so bad?
Yeah.
I would not last a week working for WWE.
No, you wouldn't be asking that question. You'd be telling them this is why your product is so bad. So in all of the smoke of Zelina Vega getting fired and all that bullshit, we get a laugh at WWE a little bit because they got hit with a $39 million lawsuit. Lawsuit was filed back in March, alleging that WWE executives sold over $280 million worth of fraudulently inflated stock shares. Claim was that WWE failed to disclose that the number of business agreements with Saudi Arabia and their Middle Eastern TV deal had not consummated. And that allowed investors to think otherwise. And that had caused the stock to rise when it shouldn't have. And they got hit with a $39 million lawsuit. So we can laugh at them. WWE filing some trademarks. The Goddess, the Queen, the Big Dog. I think you know who those belong to. So, Matt, you playing a little 2K Battlegrounds lately?
I booted it up to redeem the Undertaker code, but other than that, no.
Me too. Because of the insanely fucking long load times, I installed it on my PS5, so it runs better, thankfully. Undertaker 30, which is good, I think into December. But if go into the locker codes, main menu, hit L3, push in the left stick to put in the locker codes, and do Undertaker 30 in all caps, and you can get yourself. It's American Badass version, right, Matt?
Yeah.
2K has also announced that Rob Gronkowski and NBA star Damian Lillard will join the roster for 2K Battlegrounds.
Why?
Because you got to cross promote that NBA 2K shit. The Boogeyman showing up as well. Billy Kay is unlocked on December 9th. Kane Andrade will be added. And on the 16th, Peyton Royce and Edge. And Buddy Murphy is unlocked. I guess by unlocked, I'm assuming he's put in a store where you could buy with the currency. Does that sound right, Matt?
Something like that.
Mike Tyson returns to the ring this weekend. The fight will be against Roy Jones Jr. Saturday, November 28th. Tyson's first official fight in 15 years. This will be on Fight TV. This Friday is the weigh-in. That'll be free on Fight TV, so download the app and go check that out. And man, Tyson's fucking ripped too, man, isn't he?
Yeah, let's see how he does.
AEW Dark dropped as we record tonight. As always,
Apparently it was a massive 3 hours, 17 match show.
Yeah.
Good grief, guys.
I don't know if this is just a running gag to see how long we can make Dark now, but on the card, Chaos Project taking on Uno and Stu. And also Sunny Kiss and Joey Janela, so triple threat tag action. Gun Club taking on Cesar Bonani, who you remember him from NXT, and a couple other guys. The Acclaimed, which I heard Impact was actually going after before they went to AEW.
Well, apparently WWE had interest as well.
They are taking on a couple of guys I've never heard of. Cutler in action, Penelope Ford and Dream Girl Ellie with a match. Fuego del Sol taking on Peter Avalon. Evilise and Diamante in action. Lee Johnson and Aaron Solo taking on 3 and 4 of the Dark Order, Silver and Reynolds. Kylan King and Rayshay Chanel. I've seen those girls before on Dark. Trent Beretta taking on Michael Nakazawa. Matt Sydal against 5. Hybrid 2 take on Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr. Red Velvet in action. Vipress in action against Big Swole. VSK and Baron Black take on Private Party. And there is a new edition of The Waiting Room with Dr. Britt Baker and Reba. Their guest will be Tay Conchi. Yesterday, NBC Universal announced that Young Rock officially began filming. The crew had traveled to Australia a month ago in advance of filming. Production began late in October. It is set to be a mid-season debut. And I think it'll be an interesting little show there. Undertaker commented on his final farewell on Twitter, simply saying, "The final bell tolls, #thank you." WWE has filed a Randy Orton related trademark. They have trademarked Legend Killer. I'm assuming probably re-upping it. WWE Studios' latest movie called The Buddy Games has been officially released on streaming and on demand, and it'll feature Sheamus. Movie directed by Josh Duhamel. It also stars Olivia Munn. WWE today filed a trademark on Dean Ambrose. Okay, Matt.
Whatever makes them happy. Waste that money.
Moxley's like,
It's such good shit.
Moxley's like, knock yourself out. I don't want to use that fucking name again.
so I did not know this, but Jericho on his YouTube channel says that he's never been in the ring with
Christopher Daniels.
Yeah,
Yep.
you believe that? Wow. Hager and Jericho taking on SCU on Dynamite tomorrow. Congrats to Up, Down, Down. Winner of the esports content creator of the year. So congrats to Austin Creed and everybody all involved with Up, Down, Down. You know what tomorrow is, Matt?
Dynamite.
What is also on Wednesday?
NXT.
What also drops on Wednesday?
MLW.
Hey, Breeze. You know what day it is. It's the party day.
Uno Day.
Good, a good video on Up, Down, Down today of the party. They were actually filming for Uno, and they went on a Pokemon tangent, but also a lot of cool stuff about how they got together as the party and needed a fourth and brought in Chugs. And that video dropped today, so it's about a 20-minute video. If you're a Pokemon fan, it'll make a lot of sense to you because they talk about some of the cards that Breeze has. Breeze has 3 unopened packs of the first series, all combined are worth $17,000.
Yeah, the prices on that shit is fucking insanity.
Yeah.
So
So it was a real cool.
kind of wish I was into that shit when it came out.
Yeah, I got some buddies that are into it now, but yeah, I'm 41, so it's
But
like,
the thing is, like when I was that age, I would save and collect everything.
yeah,
So if I would have been into that, I would have had all the, first series shit, and I would be able to sell that off for like fucking mint right now.
yeah, and I wouldn't be.
So I kind of like really regret not, caring about that shit when it came out over here.
And I'm not sure if I would have played with them, so they would have been in good condition. But yeah,
I mean, the thing is, I would have played with them, but I would have kept them all in like little like card protectors, like I did all my sports cards and stuff. So like they would have been fucking, in really great condition. So yeah, I really regret not being a part of that whole phenomenon when it started, and I was just like, yeah, this stuff's stupid.
yeah,
This stupid stuff's worth millions now, dipshit.
it missed me because like when it broke, I was like in college or 18, 19, 20. So it missed me because I'm just a little over the demographic. I have a couple Pokemon games like for Switch and Game Boy and all that.
I think if the games would have came out at the same time the card games would have came out,
they did in the US.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I didn't. I must have just completely overshot everything then. Because that's when I started appreciating Pokemon. Is when I started playing the Game Boy games.
Yeah,
I thought those were fun.
Nope, that was.
But, I mean, that was years into the point where the card game was already a big to do deal.
Yeah, if you learn anything, if you ever study the history of the inner workings of Nintendo, there's always a plan. And obviously there was an order of how things came out in Japan, but they purposely kind of got the hype train going for Pokemon, and then just all three, cartoon, cards, and video games, all bam, 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 all at once. And it worked. It made them a fuck ton of money. I mean, they sat on Super Mario 3 for like 2 years and just promoted the fuck out of it, teasing the US stuff because there's no internet back then, and teasing the fuck out of it and putting it in movies like The Wizard, and then finally releasing it in 1990 when it was released in Japan in 88. It's like Japan Nintendo has a plan of attack for US releases back in the 80s. It's quite interesting. At the end of Survivor Series, WWE Network ran a commercial for a new series called WWE Icons. It'll debut next year. Documentary style profiling careers of different superstars. This will include Rob Van Dam, Lex Luger, Yokozuna, Davey Boy Smith, Beth Phoenix, among others. And there's a trailer on their YouTube account. And finally for the week, we'll close out with some backstage notes from PW Insider on Survivor Series. The tremendous match between Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns was produced by Michael Hayes. The gobbledygooker was Drew Gulak. It was planned ahead of time to have Bayley eliminated early from the Survivor Series match. Michelle McCool, other members of Taker's family in attendance for the event. Edge was backstage but did not appear on screen. I'm hearing dirt sheet stuff that WWE is kind of kayfabing it because he's injured, so they wanted to keep him off camera. Dumb in my opinion, but hey, what can you do? And WWE filming interviews throughout the day with legends and everybody that they brought in for all sorts of projects, which makes sense when you bring everybody in. Might as well put it to good use. And PW Insiders told Keith Lee was in New York City a few weeks ago recording the vocals for his new and much better improved theme song. So that's going to do it for this edition of Lost to the Midcard. I'd like to thank SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes, Spotify, and any of your favorite podcasting apps. All you got to do is search for Lost to the Midcard, hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time the new episode comes your way, typically every Wednesday. And we're also on the YouTube as well. The links for that are on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard, or on the Twitter at LITMC Podcast. And Matt is on the Twitter at Raw of Showtime. I am on the Twitter at JB Huskers. Give us a follow as well. And before we ride off into that sunset, eat ourselves some turkey, Matt, what are your final thoughts?
Yeah, happy Turkey Day, man. I ain't got no thoughts.
Ain't got nothing. Let's go eat.
Tired, man.
Let's go eat. For Matt, this is Jeremy. Thank you for tuning in to Lost Midcard. Have a good Thanksgiving. We'll catch you next week.